Learn me, I'll learn you. Diversity, teach me, I teach you like university. Freedom be.
Hi, I'm Judy Blair, and I'm an anti-racism consultant specializing in working with white folks. I'm also a part of the team at Diverse City, and I'm excited to bring you this video series. In this series, we're taking a look at 15 different aspects of white supremacy culture. Now, when we talk about white supremacy in this context, we're not talking about white supremacists or Proud Boys or white nationalists. We are talking about white supremacy as the idea that whiteness is the default. It's the assumed, it's the ideal in our culture. The 15 aspects that we're discussing in this video series come from a list published in 1999 by Tema Okun, an anti-racist trainer and activist. The list itself is a culmination of work by multiple people, including Tema, but also Kenneth Jones, Daniel Buford, James Williams, Sharon Martinez, and others. Over the past 2 decades, the list has served as a useful framework for recognizing, disrupting, and dismantling white supremacy in our day-to-day lives. I want to be really clear here. The values and norms this video series is addressing are not exclusive to Western white culture. And they are not inherently bad or good. They are merely often invisible ways of being that are part of our socialization. If we want to create a more just and equitable world, we have to interrogate these values when we notice them coming up, checking to see if an alternate way of being might provide better, more equitable results. A word of caution. These norms should not be taken as a checklist of behaviors to eliminate, with the alternatives enshrined as the cure for all that ails us. Critical analysis and weighing of these norms when they crop up is vital. There is no shortcut to uprooting white supremacy. Each video in this series focuses on one aspect from the list, and today's aspect is sense of urgency. Oh, how many of you have come across a deadline that feels like it was just set because someone needed a deadline? It happens. Some things are actually urgent. If I were injured and needed assistance, that would be urgent. However, many of the things that we encounter in our daily lives are not, in fact, urgent. And when we imbue things with a sense of urgency, it pressures us to make decisions very quickly. And when we make decisions very quickly, we don't always hear everyone who's involved in being impacted by those decisions. If we're able to slow down for a moment and say, hey, wait, do we need to make this decision by end of day Friday? Or can we actually wait a couple of weeks and make sure that we've gathered all the information that we need? Then you may end up with a more equitable decision. I challenge you to look for a sense of urgency. I often call it a false sense of urgency. And just take a second when you see it and ask, is this really urgent? Is this deadline real? Do we need to slow down? Will we be better off if we slow down? And then I challenge you to ask folks to slow down. Thanks.
Learn me, I'll learn you. Diversity, teach me, I teach you.